In a quiet little village nestled between the mountains, there lived a simple couple, Yasser and Fatima. Life in the village was peaceful, though not without struggle. The people there were kind, helpful, and deeply rooted in faith. Yasser was a hard-working farmer, known for his honesty and gentle heart. His wife, Fatima, was a kind, soft-spoken woman whose smile lit up the darkest rooms. They had been married for 5 years, and during those years, they longed deeply for a child. They prayed, waited, and hoped. And finally, their prayers were answered. Fatima was pregnant. The news spread through the village like a wave of joy. Elders blessed the couple, neighbors brought sweets, and Yasser couldn't stop smiling. He cared for Fatima more tenderly than ever before, making sure she had fresh milk, fruits, and rest. Every evening, he sat by her side, listening to her speak to the baby in her womb with love and hope. Fatima was glowing. She spent her mornings sitting under a tree in the courtyard, reading the Quran, silently moving her fingers over the prayer beads, and whispering prayers for her unborn child. Her favorite prayer was, "O Allah, make my child righteous and healthy. Protect him from the evils of this world." Time passed, and Fatima entered her 8th month of pregnancy. Everything seemed to be going well, but destiny had its own plan. The storm arrives one morning. The sky turned dark. Thick clouds gathered above the village, and the wind began to howl. The elders of the village looked up and muttered their worries. This storm would not be ordinary. Rain began to pour in sheets, and soon the river near the village started to rise. Yasser, who was working in the fields, rushed back as fast as he could. The river's waters were swelling dangerously, flowing toward the village. People were evacuating to higher ground with their children and livestock. As Yasser reached the edge of the village, panic filled his heart. His home was near the river. He sprinted through the muddy pass, calling out Fatima's name, praying with every breath. He sprinted through the muddy pass, calling out Fatima's name, praying with every breath. "Ya Allah, please, keep her safe." When he reached home, water had already entered the courtyard. He saw Fatima standing by the door, calm and composed, holding her prayer beads. "Fatima," he shouted, "come quickly. The water is rising. We have to leave now." Fatima looked at him gently and said with a faint smile, "Yasser, I have left everything in Allah's hands. If He wills, no harm will come." Without wasting another second, Yasser carried her on his back and waded through the water, which was now knee. Strangely, the path they took seemed untouched by the furious current. While other areas were flooded, a clear path formed before them. People watching were stunned. "How is the water not touching them?" Someone whispered. "It's a miracle," said another. "That's the power of a mother's prayer." Yasser and Fatima reached a safe place, joining other villagers on higher ground. Exhausted but safe, they looked at each other with tearful eyes. They didn't need words. Gratitude flowed silently between them. A new life begins after the storm. The village lay in ruins. Crops were destroyed, houses were damaged, and many families had lost everything. Yet, by Allah's grace, Yasser's home was still standing wet, but intact. People began to believe it was nothing short of divine protection. Weeks passed. One night, Fatima went into labor. The women of the village gathered, helping her through the long, painful hours. Outside, Yasser sat under the tree where Fatima used to pray, begging God for a safe delivery. At dawn, the sound of a baby crying filled the air. A healthy baby boy was born. Fatima held him close, tears of joy rolling down her cheeks. Yasser was called in, and as he entered the room and saw his son, he fell to the ground in prostration. They named him Amine. Amin grew up to be a pious and wise young man. He had his mother's calm and his father's strength. Fatima, now older and slower, would sit in the same courtyard with her prayer beads, silently praying for her son, for the world, for all children. "O Allah," she would whisper, "keep my child on the path of righteousness. Keep him safe from pride and evil." Moral of the story: a mother's prayer holds immense power. Sincere faith and unwavering trust in God can turn storms into calm seas. In life, trials will come, but if we respond with patience, prayer, and love, miracles can happen.